takes Yuning and leaves from there. After Yuning and Yuze leave, Yunwei comes out from her hiding place. Then we see Yuning and Yuze come to the hospital to see Zhuji. Yuning says, "You should come here and spend time with Zizi." Yuze says, "Okay." Then Yuning says, "Actually, there are many things that I have also done wrong." Yuza says, "It's not your fault in this. It's my fault." Yuning says, "Sometimes I wonder, if I were in Juju's place here, and I stopped working with my hands, then maybe you wouldn't be so tired." Yuze says, "No, it's not like that. I couldn't become a good husband or a good father." Yuning says, "No, you did quite well." Yuze says, "No, I don't deserve this." Yuning says, "Juju truly loves you." Yuze says, "But Yuning asks, "What?" Yuze says, "Actually that day," Yuze is about to tell Yuning the truth when the nurse comes with Juju's medicine. After the nurse leaves, Yuning asks, "What were you talking about? About that day?" Yuze changes the subject. Yuze says, "I wish I had been more careful that day. Then maybe Gigi wouldn't have fallen." And Yuze says, "Yuning, I promise you that I will take more care of Gigi in the house now." And he says, "I have to go somewhere." Yuning asks, "Do you really have to go?" Yuze says, "Yes." Saying this, Yuze leaves from there. Now we see Yuze comes back to the hotel, and Yunwei is sitting there. Yuze says fearfully, "Yunwei, Yunwei." Yunwei says, "So this room was for Yuning." Yuze says, "It's not what you are thinking. First, listen to me." Yunwei asks, "Second question, are you going to divorce Yuning?" Yuze says, "Sure." Yunwei asks, "When?" Yuze says, "I am waiting for Zurju to get well." Yunwei says, "Yuze, I will give you two options. Either you divorce Yuning immediately, or you return my money. In exchange for my money, you will have to give an extra 10. Yuze says, 1 million? The money you have squeezed out of Yuning over so many years is more than this. This is only 1 million. Saying this, Yunwei leaves in anger. Yuzi tries to stop her, but Yunwei does not stop. In the next scene, we see Yuning comes home and her mother-in-law stops her and asks, "Yuning, have you taken my house's certificate?" Yuning says, "The house certificate? No, I haven't seen it." Yuning's mother-in-law says, "The certificate has always been under my bed, and if you didn't do it, then who could it be?" Yuning says, "Mother-in-law, I am neither the owner of this property nor the co-owner, so what need do I have for it? And where else could it be? Did you ask Yuzo?" The mother-in-law says, "Why are you saying this? Could Yuze steal things from his own house?" Yuning says, "That's not what I meant. You should call Yuze and ask." Yuning's mother-in-law says, "I have been calling him since morning, but he has not picked up my call." Yuning says, "This is strange. Yuze hasn't come to the salon for the last 2 days either." Yuning's mother-in-law is surprised and says, "Then where did Yuze go?" Yuning says, "I will try to contact Yuze. If I get any news, I will let you know." Saying this, Yuning goes inside and calls Lin Yao. "Will you help me?" In the next scene, we see Yuze comes to a restaurant to meet a client to sell his house. This means Yuze is also cheating his own mom. When Yuze meets the client, it is Mr. Lin Yao. Yuze is surprised to see Mr. Lin Yao, and Mr. Lin Yao asks, "Yuze, are you facing some difficulty?" Yuze says, "No, it's not a big deal. There's some problem with my old house, so I need some money." Mr. Lin Yao asks, "Do you need any help?" Yuze says, "No, there's no need. It's just some small matters." And he says, "Mr. Lin Yao, what do you think about the house?" Mr. Lin Yao says, "What a coincidence. I was recently thinking of buying a house in the village. Let's sign a contract." Yuze says, "Thank you." Then we see Mr. Lin Yao calls Yuning and tells her, Yuze is indeed selling a house, and it is urgent. Yuning asks, "How is it?" Mr. Lin Yao says, "I have bought it." Yuning says, "Thanks, Mr. Lin Yao." Mr. Lin Yao asks Yuning, "What is your next plan?"